What's your excuse this time? Someone betrayed you. Someone hurt you. Oh, boo-hoo. Do you think you're special because you've been betrayed? Wake up. Betrayal is the default setting of this world. People will lie to your face, stab you in the back, and smile while they do it. That's reality. And instead of rising above it, you let it crush you. You're afraid. I can smell it. It reeks off you like a disease. Fear of failure, fear of success, fear of stepping out of your comfort zone. But let me ask you this. What has your fear given you? Has it saved you? Protected you? No. It's chained you. Made you a prisoner in your own life. And the saddest part, you're the one holding the key, but you're too spineless to use it. Do you know what I did when I stopped caring? I burned everything. I torched every weakness, every hesitation, every scrap of useless emotion. I didn't wait for permission or approval. I didn't whimper and cry about how unfair life was. I stood up, I swung my blade, and I carved my path. Alone. Because that's what it takes. A ruthless heart and a mind sharper than any sword. You want to be better? You want to rise? Then stop playing the victim. Stop blaming the world for your failures. Stop blaming others for your pain. The only person responsible for where you are right now is staring back at you in the mirror. Hate that person. Break them. Rebuild them into someone who doesn't flinch, doesn't cower, doesn't quit. You think strength comes from comfort. It doesn't. Strength is forged in pain, in struggle, in the fire of your darkest moments. You've been running from that fire your whole life. But I'll tell you something. The fire is the only thing that will save you. Step into it. Let it burn away every weakness, every doubt, every excuse. Do you know what scares them? It's not your anger, your sadness, or your ambition. No. What scares them is the day you stop caring about their opinions, their judgments, their petty little games. The day you realize that their validation means nothing, that their approval is worthless. That's the day you become unstoppable. They want you broken. They want you begging. They want you to need them. But you don't. You don't need anyone. You need discipline. You need focus. You need to get off your knees, wipe the dirt off your face, and fight like your life depends on it, because it does. And don't you dare tell me you can't. You can. You just won't. There's a difference. And you know it. You're not incapable. You're just too comfortable in your misery. It's easier to sit there and complain than it is to stand up and fight. But let me make this clear. Comfort is a slow death. It's the poison that's killing you every second you cling to it. You think pain is bad. Pain is a gift. Pain is a teacher. It's the one thing that tells you you're still alive, that you still have a chance to change. So feel it, embrace it, let it fuel you, let it turn you into the monster they fear. Because that's what it takes to survive in this world. A monster, not a coward, not a victim. A monster. You want motivation. Here's your motivation. No one is coming to save you. No one cares about your tears. No one gives a damn about your excuses. It's you against the world, and the world doesn't play fair. So stop waiting for a savior. Be your own. Stop caring about what they think. Stop caring about who hurt you. Stop caring about anything that doesn't make you stronger. Care about this. Your legacy, your power, your survival. That's all that matters. Everything else is noise. And if you think this is too harsh, then you're not ready. You're not ready for the truth. You're not ready to change. Because change doesn't come from comfort or kindness. It comes from pain, from struggle, from the brutal reality that no one owes you a damn thing. Get up. Stand tall. Stop crying. Stop whining. Stop waiting. The world is yours for the taking, but only if you have the guts to seize it. And if you don't, then stay where you are, in the dirt, in the shadows, in the hell you built for yourself. But don't you dare blame anyone else for your failure. Because when you finally stop caring, when you finally rise, they'll fear you. They'll whisper your name, tremble at your footsteps, and regret the day they ever doubted you. That's your destiny. But only if you're ruthless enough to claim it. Look around you. Look at the wreckage of your life. You let this happen. Every single piece of it. Every betrayal. Every failure. Every setback. It's all because you were too soft, too weak, too afraid to fight back. And now you want to cry about it? Beg for mercy? You're pathetic. You think the world gives a damn about your broken heart? It doesn't. You think anyone is gonna pity you for the scars you carry? They won't. All they see is weakness. All they smell is blood. And you know what that makes you? Prey. A helpless, pathetic creature, waiting to be devoured by the predators of this world. I used to think like you. I used to believe that someone would come along and fix everything, that the pain would stop if I just waited long enough. But do you know what I learned? The only thing waiting got me was more pain, more scars, more betrayal. Waiting is a coward's game. Action, that's the language of survival. Let me tell you something about fear. Fear isn't your enemy. You are. Fear is just a tool, a weapon. You can use it to run, to cower, to hide, or you can use it to fight. You can let it sharpen you, harden you, make you unstoppable. But here you are, letting it cripple you, letting it own you. Do you want to know what scares them the most about you? It's not your anger. It's not your pain. It's the moment you stop caring. The moment you realize that you don't need their approval, their validation, or their love. That's the moment they lose control over you. And let me tell you something. Control is all they ever wanted. They want you chained. They want you dependent. They want you to believe that you can't survive without them. But you can. You will. Because deep down, you're more than this pathetic, whimpering version of yourself. You're more than your pain. You're more than your past. But only if you decide to be. Do you know what I see when I look at you? I see potential. Raw, untapped power. But it's buried under layers of fear, doubt, and self-pity. And do you know what you need to do? Dig it out. Tear away every excuse, every weakness, every lie you've told yourself about why you can't be great. You've been lied to your whole life. They told you to be kind, to be patient, to wait your turn. That's bullshit. The world doesn't reward kindness. It rewards power. It rewards strength. It rewards those who take what they want without asking for permission. You want respect. Earn it. You want power. Seize it. You want freedom. Fight for it. Stop waiting for someone to hand it to you, because they won't. No one will. You have to take it. And taking it means becoming something they can't ignore, can't control, can't break. It's time to stop being a victim. Victims don't survive. Victims get trampled, forgotten, erased. You want to survive. You want to thrive. Then you need to become something else. Something stronger. Something ruthless. You need to become a warrior. A predator. A force of nature that bends the world to your will. They'll hate you for it. They'll fear you. They'll call you names, try to tear you down, try to make you feel like you're the villain. Good. Let them. Because villains are the ones who write history. Villains are the ones who take what they want, while everyone else sits around whining about fairness. And don't you dare let anyone tell you that you're not good enough, that you're not strong enough, that you'll never make it. Prove them wrong. Prove every single one of them wrong. Shove their doubts down their throats and make them choke on their own words. Because here's the truth. They don't want you to know. You are unstoppable. You are a storm waiting to be unleashed. But only if you choose to be. Only if you stop caring about their opinions, their judgments, their approval. The moment you stop caring, the moment you let go of every useless attachment, every pointless regret, every ounce of fear, that's the moment you become dangerous. That's the moment they start to fear you. And you know what? They should fear you. Because you're not just surviving anymore. You're thriving. You're rising. You're becoming everything they said you couldn't be. And when they look at you, they'll see the fire in your eyes, the strength in your stance, the determination in your soul. And they'll know they were wrong. But this isn't going to be easy. Nothing worth having ever is. You're going to have to fight for this. Every single day. You're going to have to claw your way out of the pit, bleed for every inch, suffer for every victory. But you can do it. I know you can. Because deep down, you're a fighter. So stop making excuses. Stop blaming the world. Stop waiting for someone to save you. Save yourself. Pick up the pieces of your broken life, sharpen them into weapons, and use them to carve out a future that no one can take from you. And when you finally rise, when you finally become the monster they fear, you'll look back on this moment and laugh, because this was the moment you stopped caring. This was the moment you became unstoppable. So, what's it going to be? Are you going to keep whining, keep waiting, keep wasting your life? Or are you going to rise? Are you going to fight? Are you going to take what's yours and make them regret ever doubting you? The choice is yours. But know this. Once you stop caring, nothing will ever stop you again. You want me to keep going? Fine. Let's get something straight. You're not leaving here until every ounce of weakness is burned out of you. I'm going to hammer this into your skull until you wake up, or until you break trying. You don't like hearing this? Too bad. I don't care. The truth doesn't care about your feelings, and neither do I. The truth is raw, it's brutal, and it's gonna tear you apart before it makes you whole. But you know what? That's exactly what you need. You don't need comfort. You don't need sympathy. You need the pain of reality to slap you in the face. Let's talk about your so-called pain. You think you're the only one who's ever been hurt. You're not. Everyone carries scars. Some hide them better than others, but they're there. The difference between them and you, they didn't let those scars define them. They didn't let the pain stop them. You did. You've been carrying your pain around like a badge of honor, showing it off, using it as an excuse for why you can't move forward. Oh, look at me. I'm so broken. I can't do anything. Shut up. You're not special. Pain doesn't make you special. It makes you human. What you do with that pain, that's what defines you. You've been through hell. Good. That means you've already survived the worst. So stop acting like a victim. You made it through the fire. Now use it. Let it fuel you. Let it harden you. Let it turn you into something they can't destroy. Here's what you don't get. The world doesn't care about your pain. It doesn't care about your struggles, your excuses, your tears. The world only cares about strength. And strength isn't something you're born with. It's something you earn. Something you build. Something you take from the ashes of your suffering and forge into something unbreakable. But that's the problem, isn't it? You're too scared to build, too scared to rise, because building means risk. It means failing. It means putting yourself out there and risking everything, knowing there's no guarantee of success. But you know what's worse than failure? Regret. Regret is the poison that will eat you alive. It's the weight that will crush you long after your excuses have run dry. You don't want to risk failure. Fine. But don't come crying to me when you're old, bitter, and full of regret because you were too scared to try. Failure is temporary. Regret is forever. You're afraid of the fight. Let me tell you something about fighting. It's the only thing that matters. Life is a battlefield, and every day is a war. If you're not fighting, you're dying. If you're not pushing forward, you're being left behind. There's no middle ground. There's no safe zone. There's only victory or defeat. And you, right now, you're losing. You're letting life beat you down. You're letting your fear, your pain, your doubts control you. But let me tell you something. The moment you stop fighting is the moment you lose everything. So, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to keep lying there, licking your wounds, waiting for someone to save you? Or are you going to get up and start swinging? Because that's the only way out. You have to fight. You have to claw your way out of the pit and into the light. And don't you dare tell me you can't. You can. You just won't. There's a difference, and you know it. You've been hiding behind your excuses for so long that you started to believe them. But here's the truth. Your excuses are lies. Every single one of them. And the only person you're lying to is yourself. You want to know why they're scared of you? It's not because of who you are. It's because of who you could be. They see it. The potential, the power, the fire, and they're terrified of it. Because they know that the moment you wake up, the moment you stop caring about their opinions, their rules, their chains, they're done. They can't control you anymore. But that's the catch, isn't it? You have to wake up. You have to make the choice. And it's not an easy one. It's hard. It's painful. It's brutal. But it's worth it. Because the moment you stop caring, the moment you take control of your life, everything changes. You stop being the victim. You stop being the punching bag. You stop being the weak, sniveling shadow of the person you were meant to be. You become the storm, the fire, the force that bends the world to your will. And here's the kicker. The people who doubted you, who hurt you, who laughed at you, they'll be the first to beg for your mercy, but you won't give it to them. Because mercy is for the weak, and you're not weak anymore. So, what's it going to be? Are you going to rise? Or are you going to stay in the dirt? Are you going to fight? Or are you going to let life beat you down? Are you going to stop caring? Or are you going to keep letting their opinions, their judgments, their chains control you? The choice is yours. But let me tell you this. The moment you stop caring is the moment you become unstoppable. And when that day comes, when you finally rise, they'll regret the day they ever doubted you. They'll fear fear you. And they should. Do you know why they walk all over you? Why they treat you like you're nothing? Because you let them. You've taught them that you'll take their crap, that you'll tolerate their disrespect, that you'll stay silent while they drag your name through the mud. And you think that makes you noble? No. It makes you weak. They've gotten comfortable with the idea of you being beneath them. They laugh at you behind your back, sneer at your struggles, mock your dreams. But here's the kicker. They're not laughing because they think you're incapable. They're laughing because they're terrified that one day you'll realize you're better than them. And you are. Deep down, you know it. You've always known it. But you've been too scared to own it. Too scared to rise above the pack and claim what's yours. Because you've bought into their lies. You've let them convince you that you're nothing, that you're unworthy, that you're doomed to fail. But let me tell you something. Their opinions mean nothing. The only voice that matters is the one inside your head. And right now, that voice is a coward. It's feeding you excuses, telling you to play it safe, to stay small, to avoid the risk of failure. But let me tell you what playing it safe gets you. Nothing. Playing it safe is a slow death. A quiet, miserable existence where you wake up every day wishing you had the guts to be more. You want to make them regret underestimating you. Then stop caring about their doubts. Stop caring about their ridicule. Stop caring about their damn opinions. Their words are chains, and you've been letting them bind you for far too long. But here's the thing about chains. They only hold you if you let them. Break them. Tear them apart. Rip through every lie, every insult, every ounce of doubt they've thrown at you. And when you do, don't stop there. Go further. Become the nightmare they never saw coming. The force they can't control, can't predict, can't destroy. But let's be real. You're scared of that, aren't you? You're scared of what happens when you step into your power. Scared of the responsibility, the pressure, the weight of greatness. Let me clue you in on something. Greatness isn't a burden. It's a gift. It's the ultimate freedom, the ultimate weapon, the ultimate revenge. And revenge, oh, it's not about getting even. It's about proving them wrong in a way they can't ignore. It's about rising so high, becoming so untouchable, that their words, their judgments, Their very existence becomes irrelevant. You think they care about you now, they don't, but you know what they'll care about. The day you surpass them. The day your name becomes louder than theirs. Your strength greater than their collective pettiness. Your success, a beacon they can never reach. That's when they'll care. That's when they'll fear you. But you don't get there by being soft. You don't get there by waiting for someone else to hand you the keys to the kingdom. You have to take it. Every inch, every step, every moment. It's all on you. No one's coming to save you. No one's gonna do the work for you. It's just you, your will, and the fire inside you. And don't think for a second that this path is easy. It's not. It's brutal. It's lonely. It's going to break you 1,000 times before it builds you back stronger. But here's the truth. Pain is the price of greatness. Suffering is the currency of success. And every moment you endure it, every second you push through it, you're